Fact of the day.
Fact of the day.
Hello, hi, and welcome to Fact of the Day with me, Mark Lotsu. Why is Pluto no longer a planet? Firstly, thank you to Serena for requesting this fact. Great idea, Serena. So for more than 70 years, Pluto was a planet, and that's how I remembered it in our rhymes at school. My very energetic mouse jumped straight up Neil's pyjamas. Now, Neil doesn't have any pyjamas on. So in 2006, it was relegated to being a dwarf planet by the International Astronomical Union, pretty cool name, the IAU. So our story starts in 1930 when it was discovered by US astronomer Clyde Tombaugh. He'd probably be pretty annoyed right now, knowing that it was no longer a planet. After its discovery, all the textbooks had changed and increased the number of planets from 8 through to 9, and that is how it stayed for years and years and years. Decades, in fact. But as the years passed, astronomers thought, maybe it's just the first of a bunch of small icy bodies that's just outside the orbit of Neptune. And this region is called the Kuiper Belt. So the problem really began in the early 2000s when we found other objects which had comparable masses to Pluto in this region called the Kuiper Belt. So we found Quail in 2002, Sedna in 2003, and Eris in 2005. And Eris actually appeared to be bigger than Pluto, so unofficially it was said, oh, this is the 10th planet. And apparently, there are so many objects found now that it could be up to 100 planets if it was still designated in that way. So Professor Mike Brown, who is known as the man who killed Pluto, from the California Institute of Technology from Caltech, he is the one that led the team who discovered Eris. So at this point the options were either increase the number of planets from 9 and make it 12, or to redefine what actually is a planet. So they went for the latter option. So a planet is now 1, something that orbits the sun, check for Pluto. Number 2, something that has sufficient mass to allow its self-gravity for it to assume an almost round shape, check for Pluto. And 3, has cleared its neighbourhood around its orbit, no check for Pluto. And this is because it shares its orbit in the icy Kuiper Belt with other objects. Therefore, it hasn't achieved gravitational dominance, simply because there are other comparable sized objects within its orbit. But that's not the end of the story. The debate still goes on. One of the big arguments is that Earth hasn't cleared its orbit either. It shares its orbit with about 12,000 asteroids. And also, when the vote for Pluto was made at the IAU, only 10% of the 2,700 scientists were actually present for this. But as it stands, Pluto is no longer one of the 9 planets. Sad times for Pluto. That is, why is Pluto no longer a planet? Thank you, Serena. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Love you, bye.